Night shift nightmare on Route 7. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting my world, a lone gas station on Route 7, into a shadowy half-light. The station was small and remote, the last pit stop before a vast, unending desert landscape. I was used to the quiet, but tonight, something felt off. At around 9 p.m., my first customer of the night walked in, a tall man, enveloped in a long, worn-out trench coat. His gray eyes pierced through me, and his voice rasped out a request for a pack of cigarettes. He paid with a clammy hand, a silver ring with a deep red gemstone catching the fluorescent light. Throughout our brief exchange, he seemed restless, eyes darting over his shoulder. As he left, I noticed his old station wagon idling by the pumps, the engine humming with a strange menace. I tried to shrug it off, attributing my discomfort to his eerie demeanor. Time dragged on. The clock on the wall was my only company, ticking away in a rhythm that was both soothing and unnerving. Midnight rolled around, and a report on the radio stated a dangerous felon was on the run, last seen in our area. My mind raced back to the tall stranger. Suddenly, the station's lights began to flicker. A chill crept down my spine, as the radio warning and the flickering lights spun a sinister aura around me. Then, I heard it. The distant roar of an engine, growing steadily louder. A glance outside confirmed my fear, the same station wagon was back, headlights slashing through the inky blackness. The tall man stepped out and started moving towards the shop. My heart hammered in my chest. I scrambled for something to defend myself with, my hand finding a wrench. The door chimed as he entered. His gaze met mine and in a low, menacing voice he demanded, "Give me all the cash." I obliged, praying he would just take the money and leave. But as he exited, he dropped a piece of paper. It read, "You're next." A wave of panic surged through me. I called the police, only to be told they'd take 15 minutes to reach me due to the station's remote location. The man was still outside, eyeing me through the window, and my fear deepened. Knowing I couldn't wait, I locked the door, turned off the lights, and crouched behind the counter, wrench in hand. The man's silhouette danced across the frosted glass. Suddenly, he started pounding on the door, a terrifying soundtrack to my fear. I held my breath, hoping the door would stand its ground. Then, as suddenly as it had started, the pounding stopped. I heard the sound of footsteps retreating. But just as I exhaled in relief, the power went out. I was left in total darkness. In the black void, the sound of glass shattering made my heart leap into my throat. Panic gripped me, but I readied myself, wrench clutched tightly in my hand. Suddenly, I felt a presence behind me. Before I could turn, I was hit hard on the shoulder. I swung my wrench blindly, striking something solid. A grunt echoed in the room. "You shouldn't have done that," the man hissed, a venomous edge to his voice. He lunged at me, but the training from my days as a high school wrestler kicked in. I dodged his assault, blindly swinging my wrench again, this time aiming for where I guessed his head would be. It connected with a sickening thud. Suddenly, a blinding beam of light flooded the room. "Police! Freeze!" a voice shouted. I turned to see a group of officers at the shattered back window, their guns pointed inside. I dropped the wrench, hands trembling, as they stormed the station. They quickly subdued the man, who was now sprawled on the floor, groaning in pain. One of the officers approached me, flashlight in hand. "Are you okay, sir?" he asked, scanning me for injuries. I nodded, unable to form words, my body shaking from the adrenaline. He said I was next. I finally managed to stammer out, pointing to the piece of paper on the counter. The officer picked it up, his brows furrowing as he read the message. "Looks like you saved your own life tonight," he said, giving me an appreciative nod. "We've been tracking this man for days. He's wanted for multiple homicides." As they took the man away, relief washed over me. I had survived a night of terror. The sun began to peek over the horizon, bathing the gas station in a comforting light. But I knew one thing for sure, the quiet, lonely nights at the station would never feel the same again. The memory of the midnight terror on Route 7 would forever haunt me.